Hello and welcome to the ECW podcast. I'm Amber Asaro. In this short series, we'll follow the patients of Grove Medical Associates in Auburn, Massachusetts for an entire summer. This is not a clinical research trial. This is a true story about a group of medical providers who wanted to go beyond caring for their patients during office visits. They wanted to keep caring for them, even after they walked out the door, and give them tools to monitor and manage their health on a daily basis. This is also the story of a group of patients who wanted to improve their health by monitoring it more frequently at home in between visits. Some just wanted to lose a few pounds. Others wanted to come off blood pressure medication, while some wanted to manage or prevent diabetes. Grove Medical Associates was willing to share their experience so other healthcare practices could become motivated for a similar outreach. The patients participating in the project were willing to share their stories so others could be inspired to improve their own health. As will become clear, not only are all of these real people, but none of them knew when they first showed up that we planned on filming them. After addressing some of their questions, almost all of them wanted to tell their story. We at eClinicalWorks and Hilo decided to put the latest mobile health tools in the hands of patients and see what happened. For years, the health industry has been experiencing a technological revolution, and home health monitoring and patient engagement are the latest buzzwords. This project was going to put faces to that concept to give an example of how it can be done. We started over 15 years ago developing software for physicians, but have since seen the need to focus just as much on technology for patients, with the idea that by helping patients and doctors communicate and share information, we can actually improve healthcare and change lives. This was our chance to put our ideas to the test. Through this short series, you'll get to know people who are likely to remind you of your patients, or even a friend or family member. As you follow along, try to speculate on how things will turn out for each of them by the final episode. There will be plenty of surprises along the way. The first time we met, we gathered in the waiting area of Grove Medical Associates in the late afternoon. There was a mixture of feelings in the room, but most were visibly excited about the gadgets they were about to receive for monitoring their health at home to track their blood pressure, blood sugar, and activity. While some patients used devices they already had with them, representatives from iHealth and Withings were there to provide their devices as well. Grove Medical Associates was represented by Dr. Weinstock, who addressed the patients as a group.
And you put those things in that will help you, and again, it's all about education too, because we learn, we think we know certain foods, but you don't always know, but this is a way to kind of get all that information right into and learn it as you go.
We also heard from the nutritionist at the practice, Elise, and many other members of staff were there as well. They talked to the patients about how these devices were intended to help them get a clearer picture of their health status, as well as to see the impact of their behavior more immediately. Elise gave the example of how most of the time you only see your blood pressure every few months, maybe every 6 months when you're in for an office visit, but that now with a home monitor, right after eating something high in sodium, like Chinese food, you could see the spike in your blood pressure. Now, not only could a patient see their readings, but the physician would be able to see a summary of their data in their electronic health record system. After that brief introduction, we broke into smaller groups so patients could be helped to download their apps into their smartphones and set up the Bluetooth syncing of the various home health monitoring devices they would use. I took that time to sit down and get to know a few of the patients one-on-one.
My name is Mary Ann Yeager. Actually, I am a cancer survivor, and I've been working in the restaurant business for 42 years.
And why did you agree to be part of this program? What are you trying to work on?
I'm trying to work on my weight, exercise more, watch what I eat. I quit smoking like 5 years ago, and it seemed like when I quit smoking, I quit everything else. I quit exercising, and I just ate more, and I gained weight. And with my problem in my legs, because I have lymphedema from my cancer, I have swelling in the legs, so I got to try to get it under control. And the best thing for it is walking. It's supposed to be constant walking to move the fluid.
Okay.
Because sitting like this, if I sat for too long, the fluid doesn't move. Or if I just stand in one place, my legs will just start aching.
Does your job have you on your feet most of the time?
Constantly.
Oh, that works
8,
out.
9 hours. I walk constantly. Sometimes I'll end up standing if I have to help at a register, but most of the time I'm walking.
Okay, so you might blow up our tracking device.
I might. I hope.
Would you mind just introducing yourself like you would to an average person at a party? Like, who is Jim?
Jim is a consumer salesman, consumer goods salesman. I'm vice president of a pet food company.
Okay.
So I cover North America. So I do a lot of travel, and I'm involved with pet foods for the last 20 years. So I spend a lot of time dealing with people who love pets.
Okay. Do you have pets too?
I do. I have a dog, Rocky, 100-pound yellow lab.
And why did you agree to be part of this program, Jim?
Dr. Weinstock, am I allowed to say his name?
Yes.
Is very much trying to move as many of his patients as he can into what he calls the new era of reporting information. So I'm a big advocate of that as well. And I find having a regiment of knowing to be able to plan something and put it in my schedule, I'm more likely to do it versus, hey, could you do this for me? Because I will always do my work first, and then the other things kind of come in second to that. And if I can figure out a way to be more regimented in putting a process in place of taking care of my blood pressure, which is what this is all about for me, it runs in my family, then I think it'll be a better way for him to be able to see and help diagnose me with proper medications. Because my goal over the last 10 years that I've run into this problem, which runs in my family, high blood pressure, is to try to not be on medication if at all possible. So to do the life change aspect of it, eating, all that type of process, exercise, to keep me off medication or on the lowest amount of medication possible.
Well, so start, William, by telling me why you agreed to be part of this program.
I have not battled, I think that's strong. I've had hypertension for high blood pressure for probably 5 years now. That I have been on medication and controlled it. It's never been spot on, but it's been manageable. But specifically over the last probably 3 months, I've taken more control. I have 2 kids and decided to make a lot of changes, diet-wise, exercise-wise, and made a lot of positive strides. And I just felt like doing this on top of what I've done is a good way to keep me on track.
I was recently here to see Dr. Kelly, and he's treated me for diabetes for over 20 years now. And the numbers are getting a little bit high. And so I want to kind of jumped at this as a chance to see what I could do to help myself here. I mean, they've been very good about all sorts of things and very encouraging, but this is the first time I've ever had anything done technically. And the first time really that I've monitored my situation, because I depend on them. Come in, tell me what's good or bad, and I'll go from there.
So Jim,
this gives me a chance.
Sorry, how often have you been finding out about your blood pressure your diabetes every 3 months, every 6 months?
Every 6.
Okay.
And it's kind of, up until recently, it's been treated with oral medication. And up until recently, it's been okay. Now it's not so okay. So I want to see what we can do here. This might be a good start. I've never done anything like this before, so.
Okay. And so you're working on your getting your diabetes better controlled. You've had diabetes for 20 years.
Plus.
What have you done in the past to try to keep it under control?
Diet, exercise, some success, some not so successful.
Okay. Why is it important to you to make this change in your health?
I want to feel good. I think, again, I don't think that's any different. I know I can feel better. So sure, I want to feel better, even now. I want to be a little less, or a little more active and a little less fatigue, what have you. So that's a good reason.
Okay. And what about you, Barb?
As far as feeling better, yeah, huge, yeah. Less stress, because I'm probably not as active as I want to be, and I know I can be and should be. But I just want to feel better. I want to sleep better. All the good things that we all want, obviously, and eating better
Are you
too.
working on the same things? Something different?
Yeah. I don't have diabetes.
Okay.
I have some blood pressure issues that I do take medication for, but it's not like off the charts. But it's been that way since, just with family stress and over the years, taking care of elder parents and somebody that you're married to for 39 years too. Worried about him.
You always get the blame.
Yeah.
It's too late to say don't get married. It's too late.
Well, it runs in my family. I'm the youngest of 10 children. So everybody in my family has blood pressure that is high, hypertension. We've had heart failure, congestive heart failure is my mother, which is with the side of the family it comes from. And my older brother currently has it, so he's fighting that. So I'm trying to look forward. He's only 20 years older than me,
Right.
so I'm looking forward. 20 years will come pretty quickly. Over the last 8 years, my blood pressure's been elevated. Over the last 5 years, I've been on a 5 milligram dose of medication that's kept me in line. But over the last year, it's elevated a little bit on that, so we're looking at possibly changing my medication. So that's what I'm trying to get to, a point where if I can find out why my blood pressure is high at a certain time, is it strictly stress, job related, then we can work on that piece of it. I've been doing my exercise, so it's not a weight issue. So he was just trying to figure out more lifestyle-wise what he can do, because he's really, he likes to look at alternative or natural ways to control my blood pressure versus just putting me on higher doses of medication.
We've been working with the nutritionist as well.
We've gone over my nutrition. That's one of his things that he talks about. He's not direct me to a nutritionist yet, because he feels what I'm doing, what I eat, is really not causing it. He thinks it's narrowed down to stress, but now he'd like to find out through blood pressure every day, and if he can do it multiple times a day, what's triggering it, what time of the day, when is it working, when is it going against me. So this study, he thought, would help me do that if I could put it to an easy process of taking it, recording it,
Right. Maybe put in the
online,
notes.
and then everything, and just go.
Okay.
That's the type of thing that I think I'll be able to do more often as well. Because
Right.
I'm on these devices all the time anyways.
I've tried exercising in water. I still exercise in water, so I exercise in water. I've gone on diets. Right now, I'm with Michaela. She's got me on the Fitness Pal, my Fitness Pal, to log what I'm eating and stuff like that. Because then she sees certain things, like if I'm not eating enough protein and things like that. I've always constantly worked out, but it doesn't seem to, nothing's logging what I'm doing.
Okay.
So, like, I can walk 3 miles today, but not do it for 3 days.
Okay.
So nothing's keeping me in track where, okay, now I know I have to do this, okay? So I can see the results, okay? if I walk 5,000 steps, and I think that's a lot that I walk, where I realize I should be walking 7,000 or 8,000,
So being able to really see your progress over time, or
Yeah.
saying, well, look what I did yesterday, let me push it up a notch tomorrow. Is there any other aspect of this that you think is going to help you be successful?
Yeah, I think watching my blood pressure, because I never knew if you eat Chinese food, your blood pressure goes up and all that stuff. I didn't.
You didn't know that?
No, I didn't.
So you're going to start seeing,
And now I'm going to realize.
instead of seeing every few months when you visit with the doctors, you're going to see the results every few hours. Or
Yes,
every
because
few
I
months
didn't
a day.
realize that. I was like, really?
I guess before I hit 40, before I grew up, I just took the medication and just hoped whenever I came to the doctor, he was going to say, oh, we don't have to change anything, or you're doing good, or whatever. But it was a general progression. Each year, I'd pack on 3 or 4 more pounds, and it would be up a little bit. Not to the point of being concerned about it, but not going in the right direction.
You mentioned that you want to be off of medication for blood pressure. What would you define as success 3 months from now when we check in on your progress?
That my doctor has a better understanding of what causes my blood pressure and when it goes up and down, whether I would be a candidate. He did mention there's a new medicine that's out there that he might put me on that. So just an opportunity for him to get a better look at my lifestyle and what's happening on a 3-month basis
Right.
that I haven't been able to give him, because taking my blood pressure, going out and buying the machine, bringing it home, sitting down and taking it, having to write it down and then bring it to him, that's something that I don't have the time to do. But taking it, syncing it up, sending it in,
Yep.
I can do that because I'm already at my desk doing those types of things.
Success, ultimately, is getting to the point where the doctor takes you off medication. I mean, that would be ideal. If that happens, I don't know. Genetically, I know my parents have always had it. They both have high blood pressure as well, so I don't know if I'm predisposed to always have it, but I'd like to find out that maybe I'm not. And just to go down a couple pant sizes to be healthy. I mean, I'm getting there, but I would like to I'm as healthy as I really could be right now. I really, there's not much I could do. That would be my goal.
My thing, I think if I can get past like the 9 to 10 weeks, if I keep doing it and doing it for that long, it comes to a habit.
Right.
And then I would just keep doing it. That's what I think I will see.
Okay, so it's
And
not a
I-
number in your way to your blood pressure. It's more.
Oh, I'd like to be down to like 30 pounds less than I am now, but I can't say that because I don't know if it's going to happen.
I'm not looking for perfect, but I am looking for progress. And then anything that helps me push the dial north or whatever direction I want to go in, I'm all for. Because I think it'd be fun to do. I think it'd be nice, no matter what. You keep track of your bank balance, you keep track of your golf score, your bowling score, that kind. I don't keep track of calories. I'd like to do that.
Okay.
All right, but yeah, I success is progress. I think it's a journey.
And what do you think stands in your way of achieving your goals this time?
Oh, bad habits. It's just the usual. Like we just had a birthday party for my son, and I was like, I'm just gonna eat normal, and then I ate normal, and then there's leftovers, and it's like, well, no big deal. And then I finally realized it's like, yeah, it is a big deal. Just if we have to throw away some stuff, we have to throw away some stuff.
What's going to stand in my way? I'm hoping nothing, but the only thing where I know I'll fit is when I work a lot and I get tired and I'm not eating right, or I'm not drinking enough water, because when I get busy I have a tendency not to do that. Then come at the end of the night, that's where I'm hungry and I'm going to eat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I
you've
work.
let it go.
Yeah, where I know I should be eating certain times or drinking my water certain times. Where that's a bad habit of me. If I'm working and I'm busy, I won't do it. I'll just work. Then when I'm driving home, now I'm hungry for then my cravings for the junk food comes out, the fried food and stuff like that.
Which apparently impacts your blood pressure.
Yeah, and I didn't really know.
Why, for you, William, is it important that you make a change and an improvement in your health?
Oh, my kids. It's once you have the kids, that's what you have to do. You get to the point where you want to see them graduate, you want to see them get married and stuff, and I'm 40. I was a little bit on the, I don't want to say I was on the older side when I had kids, but I think I have to think about it sooner in their life than typical. One's 5, one's 18 months. So there's a long ways to go, and I really want to be able to be there the whole entire time to do things with them.
So I was surprised when I came in the last time that over the last 6 months my blood pressure was up, even though I've lost 5 pounds and I walk and exercise more than I had in the last couple of years. So he knew I was pissed off about that, and we were trying to figure out what we can do to try to get on top of that. So that's why he thought this study would help.
Okay.
So my next physical, the annual physical is in December, so this will kind of be able to walk right into that physical process.
Perfect.
2 years ago, I was in the hospital, and it happened 20 years. It happened when I first had cancer. I got an infection in my blood. Then I was good for 20 years, and 2 years ago, it happened again. And I was bad, and I just don't want that. So I feel if I can get the fluid out of my legs by walking, helping that,
Right.
it'll help move, the muscles will help move it, because my lymphatic system doesn't work, that it should take some of the swelling down, and then I won't get sick. I won't have to worry.
About getting sick or being in the hospital, not
Oh,
being
yeah.
able to do your job.
Yeah, like you
Right.
can go out now and get a mosquito bite
And be fine.
and be fine, and you
Yeah.
can scratch it
Itch,
and everything, right. I can do that if it's on my arms, but if it's from my waist down, if I get a mosquito bite, that hole, I can get an infection in that hole. So, yeah, so and that's why I want to lose the weight.
So do you think that with this program, with the technology and everything else, that you're more likely to succeed?
I really do. I think the more that I can hold myself accountable, and the more, the fact that I've seen positive results just by, maybe hopping on the scale and going to the doctors for the last visit, which was much better than I had been in the past. I think having quantitative data in front of me all the time, if I go, oh, okay, it's gone down 2 points, or okay, I've done 10,000 steps, 12,000 steps, this is good,
Right.
I really think that will inspire me to keep it going. I think once you see it, you don't want to see it on the other side again. All of a sudden you did 3,000 steps, or oh, my blood pressure has gone up this week or something. So
I think it will give me some direction and some personal goals that maybe I don't have for myself every day, and I should, because I'm always there for everybody else, or I'm always there for work, and I think there's not enough me time. But I think we all experience that, but sometimes I feel like there's an overload there.
I think this is going to be a big motivator to help me continue with the exercise, and try and keep up with it. As far as monitoring sugar and blood pressure, I do that at home anyway. But at least this way, you've got a way to chart it and track it instead of having to go through the meters and check all your readings. You can actually see a graph of it, I'm sure.
On the next episode in this series, we will talk to the team at Grove Medical, as well as some other health experts, to understand more about the concerns that are the focus of this project: blood pressure, blood sugar, and weight management. We'll meet more patients and check in on a few you've already met to see how things went during their first few weeks tracking their health at home.
This broadcast and its contents are the sole property of eClinicalWorks and are protected by federal law and international treaties. You are strictly prohibited from making a copy of, modification of, or form of rebroadcasting or re-encoding this broadcast without prior written permission from eClinicalWorks Public Relations, except as may be permitted by law. This broadcast is provided for informational purposes only. It is intended as a personal, non-commercial use. Product specifications are subject to change without notice. Please contact eClinicalWorks Public Relations with any questions. eClinicalWorks V10 EHR is ONC HIT 2014 edition certified as a complete EHR. eClinicalWorks V10 CC 2014 955447-1.